What is needed to turn this thousands of years of unplanted desert into a growing greenness that not only revives the dead soil, with evenly planted shade, but also a third-generation biofuel producer? The answer lies in the latest enabling technology that makes it possible to cultivate the desert with productive plants. This is the Detail Answers. Technology can be utilized to bring sustainable greenery even in the desert. This is a selection of technologies that we have developed for the purpose. What do you really want when you live in a hot, arid desert area? The biggest possibility is greenery, sustainable energy and of course water. Energy may not be a problem right now, but in general it is a basic need for people living in the desert in the future. So the first technology we choose is technology to fertilize the soil. We call this technology liquid nanoclay, abbreviated as LNC. The principle is to stir the clay and water with a high-speed homogenizer until the homogenized dispersion of clay flakes is reached with a diameter in the range of 25 nano to 2 micro, and a thickness of 1 to 10 nanometers. Barren lands, even deserts, can be turned into fertile land with this LNC technology. It's just that this technology will be expensive for people who live far from energy or fuel distribution centers, because the process of making LNC requires a lot of energy, so it becomes expensive when that energy is expensive or difficult to obtain. This is where we pair the LNC technology with our Xcogen technology, which uses cheap energy sources such as sunlight, biomass, waste and so on, to power the microturbine. The microturbine rotation is then used to produce cheap electrical energy, or it is used directly to drive machines such as the LNC machine mentioned above. The waste heat that is output from this microturbine becomes cheap heat energy, which can be used further for desalination of seawater into fresh water using the evaporation method. From this solution we can see, the key is in the independent energy produced by the external combustion engine, which we call Xcogen, and from here the LNC can be produced. Barren lands around the world including deserts can be fertilized. But from there remains one more challenge, namely to find what plants can thrive in desert and desert climates, which not only provide greenery and shade, but also become great economic potential in the future. Our recommendation is the tamanu plant. He can live in dry land, even soil with high salinity water. It is fast growing and has become a shady tree at the age of about 5 years. It is also at this age that the tamanu tree begins to produce fruit, which can be further processed into third-generation biofuels, or raw materials for the wellness industry. So there are 3 technologies that we have prepared to bring sustainable greenery and prosperity to countries whose territory covers desert area. First is LNC technology to fertilize land. Second is Xcogen to provide sustainable independent energy. Third is Tamanurs for sustainable nursery, which will provide massive amounts of tamanu plant seeds, as well as resources for their maintenance, and even processing the fruit later when it's time for harvest. We will focus as a vendor of the required technologies. Those of you who are interested in joining this environment initiatives can act as our partner company that focuses on trade issues, logistics, downstream industries, consultants in various related fields both in Indonesia and in destination countries, in the Arabian Peninsula in particular, as well as other countries that may also need it. In particular with Saudi Arabia, Indonesia is a very significant contributor to export foreign exchange for Saudi Arabia. Not only the millions of Hajj and Umrah pilgrims from Indonesia who always flock to Mecca and Medina all the time if there is no pandemic, but also because the average Hajj and Umrah pilgrims from Indonesia are big spenders, who make a big contribution to Saudi Arabia. So now is the time to elevate further relations between the two countries, with what Indonesian pilgrims miss during their stay in Saudi Arabia, namely greenness and coolness.